Hello, I'm FJX again, welcome back. So Minecraft update videos. Then we'll talk about the big issue which Minecraft has when it comes to updates, because everyone cares about them at least a little bit, right? You no doubt care about the next Minecraft update or the previous one. The updates got everyone hyped, no matter how long it's been since you last played Minecraft, because they're just really exciting new pieces of content. However, no matter what you think about the content itself, you no doubt have some issue of the way that Minecraft releases these updates. At least that's my noticing. Everyone seems to think they're either too small, like every 6 months isn't just not keeping up to date with the current times, or they think that they're not big enough, or they think that they're just way too confusing in the way that they do come out. If you think about Minecraft Bedrock in particular, there's been like 3 versions of every single update, and it's confused everyone. So let me talk today about the big Minecraft update conundrum, because it's not an easy fix issue, it's a huge issue, which I think if left unchecked and if not correctly managed, could be the actual thing that kills Minecraft. Everyone says Minecraft dies over every little thing, but this is something that really could be a big issue, so let's talk about what it is and how it might be fixed. So hopefully you'll enjoy the video, and let's get straight into talking about kind of the history of Minecraft updates, because this is really important to understand where we are right now, because Minecraft started as a one-man game, then a two-man game, then a small indie studio game, and now it is developed by Microsoft with a team of roughly 100 people, once you include all of the teams across all of the places. However, that is a huge simplification to say, oh, there's 100 more times more people working on it, or 50 times more people working on it. What's the deal with that? Because obviously, you know, of those 100 people, they all have different roles in various different parts of the game, all doing different projects at different times. It's a complicated internal matter, but it is worth mentioning that there is a lot of people working on various parts of Minecraft, but yet the update rate has not increased by 100 times. It in fact hasn't even gone up. It has mostly gone down for the vast majority of Minecraft's history. When the game first came out, there were multiple updates in a day sometimes, and you know, every single week there was at least one update. Then it turned into like, oh yeah, like a big update a month, a big beta and alpha update a month, and then obviously once the game fully came out in 2011, that's right, the official release date for the main finished complete game, as they like to call it back then, was 2011. That's when Minecraft officially released, and the updates since then have only really slowed down. It was 3 updates to the year, then 2 updates to the year, then there was a year which literally released no updates. It was 2014 in case you're curious, and since then things have kind of gone a little bit up with, you know, close to with an update a year, now 2 updates a year being the rough standard they want to keep. However, 2 updates a year seems like a significant downgrade to multiple updates in a day, or even just an update a week, or even an update per month. So what is the deal with that? And the simple explanation is that Minecraft has gone from being a game which updates every single time something comes out to still being that, but doing it in development snapshots before having big targets which are hit every now and then based on the, I guess, overarching theme for an update. So for instance, the update Aquatic was released over snapshots over a 7-month period before the actual update came out, which was a combination of all of those little snapshots all at once for the 1.13 update. And that seems simple enough, and that's kind of the way Minecraft is developed, but it gets a lot more complex because it changes depending on the platform. But that's where we are right now. There are 2 updates a year, and that seems like it's just too few, right? But the simple rebuttal to that one is that there's actually a lot more updates. It's just most of them aren't available to the general public, or to most of the general public, unless you really want to dive into it, which most people choose not to do. So yeah, the big first complaint is that big updates are just too slow in Minecraft. The fact that it takes 7 months of these individual weeks of snapshots before they're ever available to the public means that everyone is familiar with these features for those full 7 months before they finally do come out. The update Aquatic features, we've been showcasing them on this channel since January, and we saw the very first ones last October. The fact that there's such a lead time between them wanting to do something and them actually doing it is something which really people just don't like. I mean, having a huge delay between getting excited for something and having it come out. I mean, if someone says something that you're excited for, or like, hey, guess what, I'm doing a big giveaway, guys, on this channel, I'm going to be giving out £1,000 to everyone who watches this video, you're like, oh my god, this is crazy, Toy Cat, can't wait for that. And then I'm like, I'm going to be giving it to you in 16 years. You're like, oh, okay, well, okay, we'll come back to that in 16 years. You know, it's hard to be excited for something too far in the future, and that's an issue that Minecraft really runs into. And in a similar way, if they release small updates, which they have done in past, and which they kind of do with the snapshots, they almost become forgettable. If you don't know, I used to cover every single beta update that ever came out on my channel, as well as every single major one, but the truth is that the beta 1.16.0616, you know, there's a lot of numbers in it too, that beta update is just not memorable because it fixed like a few bugs and added one small feature, but the one small feature is just not a memorable update. It's forgettable, it's gone, and you know, maybe you care about it sometime later down the line, but having only a week worth of development can lead to just bugs being fixed, or can lead to bugs being fixed and small features being added, but most 1-week updates are just not exciting. There are some big things in there that really activate people's imagination, but it's not the vast majority of them, and that's why I stopped covering them on the channel, and that's why a lot of people don't even care about them, even if they are enrolled in the beta, which you can easily be. It's just something that most people don't bother with. So we have this big 2-pronged two-pronged issue. One is that big updates are too slow, and two, that small updates are forgettable. So no matter what the pace of development they do, it seems like they almost can't win, and it might seem like, wait, so what? Why don't they just put a lot of effort every single week or two and just releasing an update that has something people care about? Why can't they do the method Fortnite does? And the simple answer to that question is that they cannot do the exact same thing that a Fortnite or a whatever other live service game that is updating every couple of weeks can do, and it's for a big reason. First of all, it's the fact that Minecraft Bedrock, its biggest strength right now is that it works on all platforms. Minecraft on iOS is the same as Minecraft on your PC, same as your Switch, and that's a wonderful thing, but it leads to one of the biggest downsides in terms of becoming a, if you want to call it a live service or whatever. One of the big problems with that is that there is a 2-week lead time between when they finish an update and when it can actually be pushed out, because unlike Fortnite, which is patching in multiple updates worth of content and then slowly releasing it week by week, that's why they can announce things ahead of time. Minecraft is of course developing and then immediately adding to the game, which is great because it means we get the content as soon as it's available, but it means that they can't just, hit a switch in the game and release it. They have to get the content certified by Microsoft, by Nintendo, by all these different platforms, Apple and Android, and then have it release at all the same time, which of course means that there's going to be a delay time between when they finish something and when they release it. So having this every single week update wouldn't make too much sense. The only reason that works, by the way, is because betas are different. It's a weird whole thing. There's a good reason, in fact, why you don't have betas on iOS, and it's because they don't have a system which allows for instant updates to go through that. They have to have that whole certification process, and that is a big old problem. So yeah, simple story short is that the QA takes a longer time for Minecraft because they want to make sure it doesn't break your world. They want to make sure that it actually is new content, unlike Fortnite, which can just be like, yeah, there's nothing that will break. Like if the game goes down for a minute, we can obviously fix that. And that means that games like Fortnite that are multiplayer can be a lot faster than games like Minecraft, which involve a world with a lot of time put into it. If you lose your diamonds, then that's going to be tragic. If you lose anything like that, it's going to be tragic. Plus the fact that obviously Fortnite is patching in lots of stuff together versus Minecraft, which just patches in stuff as it is added. It means there has to be a minimum waiting time between Minecraft developing something and releasing it. And although recently they've tried to go around that by developing new stuff at the same time the certification process happens. So 1.5 was being developed, while 1.4 wasn't even out yet. 1.6 was in beta long before 1.5 came out, and this is a clever way for them around that, but it then creates the big issue, which is the confusion system from the fact that Minecraft has pretty much no consistent, easy to work out name system for people who don't follow updates. If you're like me, you understand the difference between a beta update, an experimental gameplay update, and a main update versus a bug fix coming after it, but if you're not, then you're just wildly confused, because what are all these updates? Why are some features locked behind experimental gameplay and some not? Why is experimental gameplay all the time? It leaves this kind of free tier system where updates come out in beta first, then they come out in the the experimental gameplay tab, then they come out in the main update, and then they're fixed often in another main 0.1 update, and it's just like, what does all of that mean? I just want to play around with turtles, I just want to experiment with the phantoms. Where are they, by the way? Oh, they're only out on the Java, they're not out on the Bedrock. This huge system was meant to kind of get around the first issues where it's like, oh, we'll just release things in different intervals in different places, but again, it leads to a just massive confusion which doesn't really help anything. So the way I see it, there are lots of issues in Minecraft which are all kind of conflicting with each other. Small updates are just terrible, and the whole idea of having beta updates and small updates still confuses people. Lots of big updates are just too slow. There's not enough of them happening. On the Java, obviously on the Bedrock, they've fixed that, but on the Java, it's 2 updates a year, which just isn't enough people. How do you deal with all of this stuff happening at different places to each other? And I think the best solution, I thought about this for a long time, is something that I'd like to call two-speed Minecraft. So what if Minecraft, instead of having this rather confusing system of like lots of different tiers all happening at the same time, usually every week, but not quite every week, what if there was a consistent once a month Minecraft beta update, and maybe also once a month Minecraft snapshot? We'll get into that whole Java thing later, but once a month there's a beta update which includes things that have been worked on. Maybe, if it had to be every 2 weeks or something like that, that would be better, but once a month can guarantee there's going to be something interesting in there. Every single month they could be like, here is the things we've been working on, here is what is happening right now in the development, here is how long we expect it will be before it comes out. So, for instance, in the January update, they might be like, yeah, we've got a long way to go yet, expect at least another 3 or 4 of these, and then in the May one, they could be like, yeah, there's going to be a couple more because we want to add this feature and this feature in the future. By talking about what they have, what they want to do, and what the feedback they want from people in very specific ways, I think that could be a more effective system, because right now betas, for most people, they're just used as ways to try out the game early. And I know you might say, well, why not just make betas actually betas? But I think having a once a month beta allows for more significant changes to all happen at once and for people to actually feel something from them. When one new feature is added to the game, it's hard to really experiment with that in survival, but if you have a lot of new features, then people actually can give it a real whirl in its own way, and they can give actual feedback that might be used to help the update in some way, whereas you don't see that so much of the betas as much as that would be useful. So yeah, I'd really love to see the 2-speed Minecraft where it's a once a month update that you have to opt into somewhere, maybe in the settings menu. Again, it should be like a couple of steps so that not everyone does it, but that so it's easy for anyone to do. Just, oh, you want to join the betas? Go to settings, hit beta turn on. You know, make it part of the default game so that every platform can do it at the same time, because right now it's definitely very exclusionary. It's only on certain platforms and only not using realms, and you know, there's all these different complications with the beta. Make it more rolled into the game, make it more streamlined so that everyone just understands like, oh yeah, I want betas on or I want them off. The vast majority of enthusiasts, like perhaps people watching this channel, might turn on those betas, and our version of the game would include those sorts of things. But people who don't play the game, people who aren't enthusiasts, people who just want to experiment content in one big batch together, could see every 6 months if that's what they want to do. Maybe every 4 months would be preferable, you know, 3 updates a year, or whatever they intend on releasing them. Then they could batch it into a big bundle of content, call it the aquatic update, or call it the cave update, because we all know that's 1.14, right? Hashtag make 1.14 the cave update. But no, make whatever the update ends up being, release an update every month, kind of like showing the development and asking for feedback on specific parts of it, and then have a big bundle of it all together that everyone has by default. That would be something that I think fixes all of the issues, because then it's as simple as there's a yes, no question, like, why don't I have this feature? Are you in the beta? No. There we go. Simple, easy fix. And I know that's like the issue right now, but it's like, how do I get in the beta? Well, you just gotta go through all these steps, and you gotta be on these platforms, you gotta not want to play realms, and then you gotta deal with maybe having your worlds break, and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. It should just be like, are you in the beta? Beta will warn you before you join it, like this, this, and that. And then you have these features. If you're not, then they're coming out in roughly 3 to 4 months, we expect. By having more communication and an easier, simpler system that anyone who is seeking out can do, because again, right now, like seeking out the beta and actually having it are very different things. It took me a while when I first wanted to join the Android beta, way back now, because I wanted to do beta videos. I was like, wait, it's not easy. And given that if I have an issue doing something, maybe you can assume even more if you do, because not everyone is into Minecraft as I am. That's something that's fine, expectable, but this is where a lot of the big confusions can come from. And yeah, my long story short of this video is I think 2-speed Minecraft have a speed for betas, which should be a fixed pace, have a speed for regular updates, and have the betas actually inform on how those regular updates are going, so that the power users can then explain to the rest of the people, look, if you want to join us, here's the way. If you don't want to join us, we currently expect 4 months. I know Minecraft is very cagey with dates and what they're roughly expecting, but I think having just some form of rough thing, like, you know, when they said updates coming out before fall of this year, that's great. It's just when fall came and no update came out, they should have said, oh yeah, we expect it to be another month, rather than, oh, it's maybe, no, who knows, it's just not now, not anytime soon. You know, not anytime soon is useless. And I know, like, you know, it's hard to give precise estimates, and when you give an estimate, it seems like it's going wrong. But if you just use vague terms, like, guess what, 3 to 6 months, you know, that's not really saying too much, but yeah, it lets people know it's not going to be in the next 3 months, and it's hopefully going to be within the next 6. Having more estimates, having an easier, just 2-system Minecraft, you know, on, off, A, B, rather than A, B, C, D, or D with C and C with D, or, you know, all those sorts of things, but only on some platforms. That's confusing, and I think simplifying Minecraft updates is the way forward, because if Minecraft doesn't work out a easy to understand update system where people know what's coming and when, like right now, what is happening with Minecraft? You tell me, right? Like, oh, there's a new Bedrock update coming out sometime soon. It's been in beta for some time. Maybe it's possible that between me recording this video and it coming out, that 1.6 is out there. Maybe that's good. Maybe surprise updates are a good thing, but just having vague estimates for the people who are in the know so they can tell people if they really want to know, because right now we live in a world where everyone kind of wants to know when stuff is coming out. Surprise updates were great and are great for games that you're not expecting them for, but games like Minecraft, let's be honest, people expect it to be an updating game. Everyone knows there is a once-a-week update to the store. Everyone doesn't know, though, how often updates come out for the game itself, you know, like a few a year maybe, and people don't know how often betas are coming out, so simplifying all of that into what, again, a simple 2-option Minecraft would be my preferred system, but that's just me. Again, maybe I have a vested interest here because I make Minecraft news. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Let's hopefully have some constructive conversation. I'll heart any comments that I think are actually, you know, like discussing the issue in a mature and proper way. And if I don't heart your comment, you can assume that I hate you and that you're a terrible human being. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Like if you liked it, share if you really liked it, and make sure that once you've done those things and you've turned on notifications, that you actually just go away. Leave now. The video's over. Get out of here. Goodbye.